Hello grapplers, I am Carpunk and we are back with another video. I had to change my M2 drive, so I've been kind of slow with the video. Sadly, I lost a lot of information, so I'm doing my best now. So kind of like to catch up, I'm gonna do a very quick video about Modern Zangief, because I've seen a lot of things that are mentioned about Modern Zangief that I think are either incorrect or need a little bit of tweaking in order to actually give the proper information. The basics. You lose a lot of things with Modern Zangief, especially the command normals, also the kicks. You only have standing light punch as a standing light. If you need to use standing light kick, you need to use the auto combo, which is 2 buttons in order to get just 1 button. And you also lose the the crouching light punch as a regular button. It always goes into crouching light kick before the crouching light punch. This hurts Zangief's combos in a very significant way. We don't have, I should say, standing medium kick or crouching medium kick. This is also significant because Zangief loses a lot of pokes that actually help for either setting up some safe jumps that I'm gonna cover in the future, don't worry, or just poking or punishing a spaced move. If you are actually spaced against Modern Zangief, he has a really hard time punishing you, either with a poke, like a space sweep. He doesn't have crouching medium kick. Usually he doesn't have anything to punish. He also loses, as I said, all the command normals, like the wheel kick or the drop kick. That means he only has the air drop kick and yeah, that's it, and knee. Since he doesn't have the command normals or the standing hard kick, he punishes like a blocked super or a DP. Compared to regular Zangief, he punishes very bad. Or if you really want to extend the punish, he needs to use the drive gauge, and that is a problem we'll see in the future. But after this small introduction to Modern Zangief, we'll see the good things and the bad things. Let's start with the good things. Frankly, I'd say the best thing is having faster supers. Now, if you really want to do this, I would recommend using a macro, like putting the actual combination of buttons, because you need to use standing hard punch and the special button plus a direction, in this case regular. I'm not using the shortcut. I'm using the 2 buttons, this and this, or down you get level 3, and if you press back and those 2, you get super 2. I recommend using the macro that the game allows you to set on your controller, so you do it faster. Some people think that a faster SPD is a good thing. I kinda disagree. I mean, it is a good thing to do a walking SPD, however this is the strong version, which basically means you have less range. So if you really want to use SPD with Modern Zangief, you have to use the regular motion anyways. But let's look at the bad side. What is bad about this character? I basically said most of it, but the problem is that I'd say besides losing a lot of strong punishes, he has to rely more than regular Zangief on Drive Rush. This might be surprising to you guys, because he doesn't have any kind of strong light Drive Rush combo. He needs to get in somewhat, and he needs to do the damage, and he doesn't have the range to actually punish some things. So he needs to go with standing medium punch, or even something like standing hard punch. It's pretty common to see Modern Zangief going for those. Also, since he doesn't have a strong punish, he has to do this. That is the combo he has to go almost all the time. But the big thing besides those is not having a proper crouching light punch. This hurts Zangief in a very significant way. For example, if you go for a +4, something like this, and you're +4 instead of +6, well, +6 is also pretty not significant for this character, you cannot combo into anything. So knee, by extent, is way weaker. What do you get from this? SPD and a poke. With regular Zangief, you can confirm the crouching light punch into drive rush, crouching light punch, hell stab, anything you want. That also means a lot of combos or punish combos are not that effective, or just not effective at all. This might be the best thing you can do with this character from light. You need to change your approach with Modern Zangief. And before I go even further, I want to show something that a streamer over here mentioned, and after testing I realized that is not the case. The Super 3 is scaled accordingly to punish counter. That means you do even more damage with a punish counter. As you can see here, I did 3,840. If I go for the punish counter, you'll see that there's no change in terms of damage. The reason why people lose using Modern Zangief is because they feel like they need to play this character as classic Zangief. And that is a misconception. That doesn't mean you don't have to poke with Modern Zangief. So what do I mean by that? What are the strongest things Modern Zangief has going on? Faster supers and faster specials. So you need to use those. Instead of going, for example, for like regular Zangief, he goes for maybe a poke in some situations in order to extend the damage. You might want to use with this character straight up SPD. You need to use way more standing light punch, or standing light in this case, than regular Zangief, but not necessarily for combos. You just want to poke with this button. One button that you might need to use way more with Modern Zangief is crouching medium punch. Even Hell Stab, I say more crouching medium punch in general. That means you need to get used to space your crouching medium punch so it beats normals, usually something like this. And buffer obviously the parry if you get the hit. And if you're punishing or poking someone with light and they're blocking, this is not a true block string. I think I mentioned this in another video, but you need to use Hell Stab because that is hit confirmable into specials and supers. And this is something that I don't see many, Modern Zangiefs do. Confirm the Hell Stab into something. You have supers faster than regular Zangief. So this is a thing that you need to get used to. Don't be afraid to waste the meter instead of wasting the drive gauge. Since drive gauge is not as strong as regular Zangief, and basically your two biggest pokes in order to go into drive rush combos are crouching medium punch and headbutt, maybe some Hell Stab here and there. You need to use way more your super gauge. So structure your game plan in relation to the amount of gauge you have. And remember, if you hit someone with this and they try to jump, you can hit confirm into super and get pretty decent damage. It's not the best, but decent damage and OK with just one confirm. Here, let's say you're poking someone and you see the confirm of Hell Stab. Go for the super. And you at least get some damage out of it. The OD burst is kinda hard with Modern Zangief because the motion kinda overlaps with OD SPD. What I mean with all of this is that doing the dash Hell Stab OD burst is kinda complex. And since Zangief has no or has weak OK in general because you don't have stomp, so you cannot kill frames, you don't have crouching medium kick to kill frames, you might want to go for, you guessed it, dry rush something. You need to structure your offensive with the abilities that Modern Zangief has, which again are supers and specials. So I wouldn't advise going for level 3 all the time, because if you're doing the regular motion, you're gonna get the kill. But the quick and the shortcut way of doing level 3 usually leaves the opponent alive. Another thing you have to get used to is instead of going for this combo, as a punish here, you'll see that the damage is decent. You're getting a little bit over 3,000 damage. If that's the case, and considering this character has limited OK, why don't go for the just regular SPD? You deal way more damage, and again, your OK is limited, I know, but at least you're getting more out of your punish instead of wasting 3 bars for doing 3,000 something damage. Establish how you're gonna spend your drive gauge, especially in the modern version of Zangief. So go more for SPDs as a punish instead of anything else. If you really want to go for combos, try using supers instead. Modern Zangief has to use more supers than regular Zangief. And I know Zangief supers are not the best in the game, but you have to work with what you have. So at the end of the day, is Modern Zangief a good character? He's weaker than regular Zangief. He struggles more with certain matchups too, because he doesn't have the kicks like Honda, Blanca, Guile, those characters. He struggles more against those. But the good thing is that he has faster supers, and you have to rely on those in order to actually get the bulk of your damage. Instead of playing Modern Zangief as a regular Zangief player would, buffer your supers way more often. If you get a proper hit, go into super instead of wasting drive gauge, because the drive gauge with this character is basically the lifeline. Also, knee is weaker with Modern Zangief, so don't spam knee. Be careful about your poking, since you rely more on standing medium punch and crouching medium punch than regular Zangief, and you're limited to only a few buttons in terms of lights. You're gonna poke someone, check them with standing light punch, and then see what kind of situation they're putting themselves in. Editing Kerplunk here. I'm watching through the video and I noticed that I didn't mention that you can use the regular motion for any super or special. Try those if you want to go for the regular damage. Do abuse the ability of doing them quickly with the shortcut, because it's gonna save yourself from situations where Zangief is more or less in a checkmate situation, like someone is using pokes and goes into drive impact. Use Super 2, the quick version of Super 2 on reaction, so you don't have to eat the drive impact on block to keep your options with Modern Zangief. And this is something you can do with Classic Zangief, but it is easier to go for the shortcuts in these situations. Yeah, keep watching the video. So yeah, he's a decent character. He's weaker than regular Zangief, but you can pull it off. You just need to change the approach you have with this one. But again, you can do it. Just practice your specials. And remember, use the macro. But yeah, that is Modern Zangief. He's decent. I do prefer Classic Zangief, but if you want to experience this character, go for Modern and tell me what you think of it. Next time, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. That is a long video I'm making at the moment regarding setups, safe jumps, and a lot of things that I know you guys want. So take care. Thank you again for being here. And remember that I'm usually streaming Zangief and other games. So if you want to hit me up, you can do it. Take care and see you in a few. I hope. Bye-bye.